Hi, I'm Justine, and this is Never Not Knitting RI. I am so happy that you have found me or you're coming back to watch for more. I am a mom and a wife and a yarn store employee living in Rhode Island with my husband and our 3 kids. And maybe you found me from watching Vlogmas or from the Skein Scoop podcast from the Skein Yarn Shop in East Greenwich, Rhode Island. But however you found me, I'm glad you're here and Happy New Year. I put a post up on Instagram asking people for the next episode of what they want to see, whether it was going to be some reorganizing of my stash. And I can lie and say that that's all there is, but it's not just that. Reorganizing my stash, reevaluating, assessing my whips, or doing a day in the life video. And I was surprised at how many people wanted to see option 2, which was to reevaluate my whips. And if I'm being honest, I'm so glad that that's what you said, because they're out of control. I'm hiding a little. There's just stuff everywhere. There's baskets everywhere. There's project bags shoved down there on the bottom. I have another cabinet of stuff in the fireplace room, and that also has stuff, yarn in it, and projects. And there's bags and baskets all over the place. And I'm not the type of person to have like goals and like force myself to stick to certain things, but there are ideas that I have. So I'm kind of going through those with you today. And the first thing I have to do is sadly just take everything out. I am thinking, and as I was thinking about, reorganizing my stash and sorting through things, I thought, there's yarn in the other room, and I could pull that out of the cupboard that's in there, and instead I can put it in here on the bottom drawers or shelves, and then I could move the project bags that I'm not currently working on into the other room. But I'm not sure I really want to do that just yet either. So I'm just going to pull everything out. I'm going to write it all down. And I'm going to sort through things and say right off the bat, if they have been down there for years, we need to do some serious reevaluating. But I am going to sort them by socks, which I know there will be a ton, sweaters, and everything else. Socks, sweaters, socks, sweaters, accessories, blankets. Socks, sweaters, accessories, blankets. That's what we're going to do. I'm going to sort them by those items, and then I'm going to lay them all out here in the living room. I also have a 1-year-old golden retriever puppy who is looking at me right now, and I could tell that she's just eaten some kind of stuffed animal. So I'm also going to vacuum this rug before I start pulling yarn out all over the place. Let's get going. Loose. No. What is that? Let's see. What is that? That's yucky. This cupboard is for sure has things in here that I'm not gonna touch. I'm not gonna make them. Let's do like a rapid sort. Stuff to sort and figure out, and stuff I'm gonna rip out. Okay, socks. Socks. Not even started hat. Shawl I'm getting rid of. Shawl. Sweater I'm getting rid of. Socks I'm pulling out. I'll show you them too, don't worry. Sweater I'm pulling out. Hat I'm throwing away. Socks. Socks I'm getting rid of. Shawl I'm pulling out. Look at this. This is great. Two things I gotta think about. Shawl I'm pulling out. Sweater. Socks. Pulling out. I should finish that. Hat. Okay. If I can get rid of these things that are over here to the right, that's like 8 things. That will be great. So now I've cleared out the bottom of that, but there's a hidden secret up top. There's a dirty little secret up there. So let's talk through some of the things I said I was going to get rid or stop. So this is a pair of socks that I started. Michael and I were going on vacation. We went to Vegas and I started these socks. I mean, I shouldn't take them out. They're perfectly fine, right? This is my problem. I don't know why I chose to knit them onto, what are these, 16-inch needles, 24-inch, 2 24-inch needles. I hate this process. Super simple to just convert it over to a magic loop. So that's what I should do. I shouldn't stop this. I shouldn't throw this away. That's silly. So I'm going to make a pile of the sock whips. And maybe what I should do as a goal for this year is like have all those socks in one space, even if it doesn't have to be here. I could get a bin from downstairs. My vacuum just talked to me. I can get a bin from downstairs. I will put the bags of socks in there. And when I finish a sock, I should just go down there and grab one of those old socks and just finish whatever needs to be done. That's what I'm gonna do. Okay, look at us working through stuff. Okay, I was gonna pull this out, but I'm not going to, so I'm gonna toss it over there in the deal with it later process. Okay, this is yarn from the shop. It's Les Garçons Fluff. And it's a perfectly fine sweater that I was making, but if I'm honest, I just am not gonna wear it. I have, although it is really nice, this is my problem, I shouldn't do this. I have a sweater that's similar to this, made out of cashmere. I just don't think I'm gonna use this, and I haven't wanted to knit on it at all. So I am going to pull this out as we're talking. And I can rewind that yarn up and I can put it back in my cupboard and use it for something else. I definitely think that for some of these things, they have just been sitting for too long. I bought this yarn from the store when we first, literally the day that we got it. I went back to the shop. You might have remembered, if you've been following along for a long time, of a heist video of me sneaking into the shop with Harrison, my son, and buying and winding up the yarn, this yarn. So I'm gonna unravel this, unwind, and then put it back in the cupboard. And then there you go. I've got a bag, an empty bag, sweater to be unwound, stitch markers, and a needle to put away. How great is that? I have a doctor's appointment in a half an hour, so let's see if I can get through the rest of this pile. All right, this is an easy one. Charlotte, my daughter, she is 5. She asked me to knit her a hat, and I absolutely will. But I haven't even started it. So she made me wind up this yarn, and she grabbed a needle and a project bag, and that's that. So this is not a started project. It's something to consider, you know, going forward, but I can undo that. Pull it out of the cupboard. All right, this one's harder. This is yarn also from the shop, from my friends, Kevin and Ray of Needles at the Ready. Kevin dyed up a skein of yarn that I purchased, and it's called Sea Glass, I think. And I paired it with this Fiber Spates Cumulus, which is a Surrey that we have at the shop. But every time I look at it, I think it looks dirty, like it dulls the color of the Sea Glass that I love so much. So I'm not going to work on this. I know I know that it bothers me too much that I wouldn't be able to really enjoy that. So I'm going to pull it out. I'm going to repurpose Kevin's yarn for something else, and I still have that Fiber Spates from Cumulus, and I might even bring that back to the shop because it's just not doing it for me in that color. I love the yarn. I love the feel of this together. It's a lento, I don't know if I said that, which is a really beautiful pattern that I love, and you'll see it again in a minute. But there, how about that? Isn't it easy to just pull things out when you make a decision? I also was gifted these Needles at the Ready stitch markers, so I can now use those for something that I actually want to knit on. And I got a bag back. So good. Okay. All right, this is a sock that is so old. This is a sock that I started, and look at it's on 2 needles. I love this pattern. Hate knitting it. This yarn is from Junk Yarn. She's no longer dyeing yarn. This is one of my favorite colorways of hers. And this yarn has been sitting in a bag because I hated knitting on this pattern. Like I'm not enjoying that right now. So I'm gonna pull it out. Done. Then I get my bag back. How about that? This one is so old. Okay. This is a Sophie shawl. Scarf? Shawl. It's the big one. Hated knitting it. This is a Madeline Tosh. It has been shoved in a bag for years. Ripping it out. I have a skein progress keeper on it here. Pull that out. Done. Okay. This one. I started this, I don't even know. This is Hedgehog Fibers yarn. It's a Musselburgh for Harrison. It's not going to fit Harrison anymore. I guess I could re-knit it or keep it, knitting it and give it to someone else. I'm not going to do that. Back in the old days, I would throw it behind the couch. But I'm not going to do that either. Just stop. I'm just taking it out. Taking it out. Okay, I feel really good about these things I'm taking out. Either that or I'm just convincing myself I feel good about it. No, nothing so far has been like, ooh, do I want to not do that? So got my needle. I guess I would think before I would have said, oh, but I spent so much time knitting on that. Yeah, but it's also spent so much time in a bag in the closet. Okay. All right, this is easy. I had started a baby sweater, never finished it. Babies are now too big to wear this sweater, which is bad. Also, for all of these projects, I need to go on Ravelry and frog them. You know how you can say that they've been frogged? I need to go ahead and do that so that I can keep my Ravelry project page up to date. A few more. This is, okay. This is using the assigned pooling yarn to knit a shawl, and I was trying to convince myself that I loved this. I hate it. I really hate it. I hate knitting those little bobbly things. Did anybody else knit an assigned pooling thing? Did you love it? My friend knit one where it was a different pattern where you when you get to the different color, you just purl instead of knit or whatever in like a shape. It's much cooler looking than this. I do not like it. I do not like it. I'm not even gonna keep the yarn. That's going right in the garbage. How about that? Okay, and this one is hard, and I'm really not sure about this one here. Again, yarn I absolutely love. This is yarn from my friend Kemper, Junk Yarn, who is no longer dying. And this is the Lava Lake. Now, my Lava Lake is incorrect. You heard it here first. I made a mistake. And I almost wonder if I shouldn't just not call it a Lava Lake. It's big enough. I won't wear it. I'm not gonna wear it. So basically, okay, let me show you. Here's the right side. You're supposed to start in the corner and then you go to the middle and then you're supposed to reverse it. Well, I thought I knew better than Stephen West, and I was like, there's something wrong like with the yardage, because I'm not gonna have enough yarn, and he says I'm supposed to have enough to go the other direction. Well, it turns out I was trying to make all of the sections equal, and you're not supposed to do that. So I don't know what to do with this. I mean, it is quite large already. Maybe blocked it would be big enough to, but then I have this huge like long triangle in the front. I think I'm gonna have to take it out. I'm never gonna knit on this ever again. I'm gonna have to take it out. That's gonna be a process because those ends are, it's gonna be a lot. So I am gonna take it out though, because I can't wear it. I won't be able to finish it. I can't get that yarn anymore. Do I need another reason? Okay, so this was great. Going through that, I feel really good about that. Look at all my needles I'm reclaiming. That's great. That's really good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 projects to get rid of. Excellent. Okay. Okay. That's good. Okay, great. I'm gonna go to the doctor. I have a chiropractor appointment. And then I'm gonna come back and continue working on these. You guys, it's getting out of control. Getting a little overwhelmed. So I'm gonna fix this mess before I move on to Okay, first off, I already found something that I have been looking for. My buddy case from Della Q has been missing for so long. I'm so excited. Lucy, what do you got? She got a hair elastic. Okay, so here's the start of, here it is. Here we go. So this is my Suburban Stitcher all pink advent from 3 years ago. I had started crocheting a Battenberg blanket, and I have these squares here, and I have determined I am not a crocheter. This is the least enjoyable thing I want to be able to do it. I cannot do it. So I had used up 3 of the 25 minis, and I'm not going to break them apart. I'm not going to make them into little scraps of stuff. I'm simply going to get rid of it. I'm going to put these in a bag and call it a day. I just can't. I have no desire to continue with that. So that's great. I pulled up 2 bins. One is for bags, and the other is going to be for sock whips. And then I'm just kind of going. So I have this bag free now, which I haven't had in forever. So I'm excited about that. All right, so this is that sock that I had found earlier that I'm going to use in this box here. So let's, this might be too big a box, or it might not be. So this is one sock. Oh God, you guys. All right, so now this, Lucy's like, Mom, what are we doing? So I have this, and I think I'm gonna make a pile of my advents to figure out a plan with those. This I brought over to show you. This is a blanket. This is my DK Jelly Roll blanket. I love this pattern. I'm fine with this being here. It is a long-term whip, but it is one that when I pull it out to work on it, it brings me so much joy. And I just think it's the most stunning blanket ever. I don't even have ends to weave in. I just have to cut them. I guess I could do that. Might as well do it, right? While I'm talking to you. I keep this in this Black Pearl Magic bag, and look, I'm finding a needle in here. I found quite a few needles and hooks and things, so that's exciting. I became a member of Row 1. I was a Row 1 subscriber for, I want to say like 7 or 8 months. Lucy, get up. last year. I fully can tell you that the reason I became a subscriber was because Kevin had told me that he was going to be one of the dyers, Kevin of Needles at the Ready, said he was going to be one of the dyers, and I hated the idea of not having his little minis, so I became a subscriber. Lucy, what do you got? And I have a ton of those scraps. So I really need to pull those out and put them, actually they are out, they're in a basket. I just want to put them all together. So this blanket causes me no anxiety whatsoever. It's one that I will eventually be like, oh, I really want to work on that, and I'll pull it out and start working on it. And I will be using all of those row 1 minis. Right now I have a bunch of other minis in here. I have too many minis. I almost think that I should stop getting Advents because I have too many. Or maybe I should give them away. Oh, Lucy, look what she did. She got a yarn tag. Okay. This is a new bag Lori got me for Christmas. I am going to use it, but for right now, I'm putting it in that bag. This is a bag where I keep all my needles. It is so unorganized. These are for my fixed needles. I've got to do something about that. This is a bag I purchased on my husband's and my anniversary trip to Nantucket. I love this bag, and I brought it all around Denmark with me. Brings me a lot of joy. Oh my God. Okay, here we go. Here's some socks, okay? This is a pair of socks that I started in Rhinebeck for Rhinebeck this year. There's nothing wrong with this. It's just, you know, I'm not actively working on it, so I'm gonna zip it and put it in the sock bucket. That's 2. Needles. Okay. These are my cozy knitter socks for 2025 for Advent season. You can see I did not finish them. These are a high priority, but not the first priority because I'm almost done with my woolens and nosh set. So I'm going to stick these in the bag. This is an empty bag. And go in there. This is my 2025 Rhinebeck bag. Put it in there. Okay. Let's talk about old whips that do give me a little bit of anxiety. I would say, no, it doesn't give me anxiety. The blankets don't really cause a problem for me. This was my Sweet Shop blanket using yarn from my David Bowie Advent from Skein Cocaine. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3. You know, it's only 20 squares deep so far. I really enjoy working on this pattern. Low priority, but I wanted to pull it out to show you that it is still here and I'm not ripping it out. Then I have, oh my God, this basket of already put together minis skeins. I don't know what they're for. Oh my God, hold on. What is this? Oh, this is just scraps of minis, sorry. These are minis that have been given to me or, yeah, it's so messed up. What is wrong with me? I'm gonna go ahead and put my pink set in with this bag. Okay. This bag is one that is a little, I'm not sure what to do with here. I became obsessed with the idea of making the heirloom quilt cardi when I saw my friend Angie's of Twinkle Dimple Studios. And I knit these heirloom quilt squares incredibly quickly. I just blew through them. And then I lost steam and put them in a bag. And so this is one of those times where I have not opened this bag in a very long time. I have all of this beautiful yarn in here. I don't know what to do with this. And I'm not gonna decide that today, which is the opposite of what I'm supposed to be doing, but I'm reassessing my whips and I'm determining that I don't know what to do with this. I don't think I want that quilt. I don't think I want that shirt top. But if I choose not to, I would just throw these away, which seems silly when they're not doing me any harm to be in this bag. The bag is also a mess. I need a friend. I need somebody to clean it for me. I need someone to take it and make it look nice so that I can decide what I want to do. This is another one that you have seen before if you've been watching me for a while. This is what is it called? The sea glass tea? Is that what it's called? Oh my God, you guys. Like, I don't know. Does somebody want this? I should just give it away. I don't know, man. Sure is pretty. It's going in a pile over here. Oh, I don't even know what's in these bags over here. This is, oh, okay. This one's not so bad. This is a pair of DK weight tube socks that I'm knitting. Got the second one almost ready for a heel. It's not far from being done because they're DK. Throw it in the sock basket. Okay, this is a new project that I cast on and I'm gonna need a bag for. Let's choose this one. This is a Vienna. These are called the Vienna mittens by, I'm looking for the extra skein of yarn. That is probably up there. This is the Vienna mittens by, is it a petite knit pattern? I think it is, yeah, petite knit. I'm using Lang premium cashmere, and I worked on these over Christmas vacation a little bit. And I'm just in the round, like, yeah, that's a good pattern. It's a good project. I'm gonna put this here, you guys. Oof. This is next. This is is it an inclination cowl? Is that what it's called? What is this called? Traveler cowl. Look how far I am. I'm almost done. I have this much yarn left. I gotta work on this. This has been shoved in a drawer. I'm not sure why. Okay, this is a new cast on and it needs a better, more appropriate project bag. So this is the, let me make sure I get the name right. It is the Hillside V-neck cardigan by Ashley Lillis. And I'm using a new yarn that we got into the shop by Juniper Moon Farms called Big Merino Wool. Super easy. I've split for sleeves and just knitting back and forth. I just put this down because I super focused on my husband's sweater, which I'll show you in a minute. So let me put this needs a bigger bag. Oh, I could use the new bag Lori gave me. So how about that? Stick this in here with the pattern, and I'm gonna put this in a pile over there with active whips. Active whips. Oh my God, you guys. Anybody else feeling overwhelmed by my process? Okay. You're gonna die right now. This is last year's Emma's Yarn Small-A-Day set. In my opinion, Emma's Small-A-Day kits, their advents are the most gorgeous. I have been daydreaming about what I want to make with this, and I think I'm going to design something, because I cannot for the life of me pick a pattern that's exactly what I want. So I'm going to design something with this. So who knows, you guys, maybe in 2026 we're going to be making advent projects out of my design. That would be insane. And then this is the yarn from Skein Cocaine. So I'm going to put my Sweet Shop blanket on top of here, this basket, and tuck that away. And then here's that skein of cashmere for the Vienna mittens. So I put that over there. And I'll clean that out in a minute. This in the bag. Okay, what's in here? Oh, are you surprised? It's a sock. This is some yarn from Skein Cocaine. Gina was doing a yarn in her dog Buddy's, designed to be representative of Buddy. So this is his colorway. I have to say, I know that there are more socks somewhere that aren't over here right now, because I know that there's another one of these. So that's not good. I've got to find that. But Buddy and his sock are going in the bucket of socks. Okay, this is going in my pile of active whips. Last night I finished the toe on one of my Woolens and Nosh socks. So that's going to stay in my bag over here. This is a Christmas bag that my friend Trisha gave to me. This is going to stay in my active whip pile. Okay. All right, this is also an active whip, another blanket I've been working on. This is the Button Box Throw by Helen Stewart, using this year's advent from Emma's Yarn. So I have the yarn here, and the blanket is small enough that it's been sitting just in this little thing. But I think that it should go together somewhere. So I'm gonna stick the yarn in this bag here that I got from Denmark, and then I will keep this out in my active whip pile. Another thing that I have been working on is another sweater. This is the Brianna Lupino Second Ave sweatshirt, knit out of Super Glow yarn in her LeFufu colorway Loyalty. And I have been working on this here and there. It is a super cozy, oversized thing. It's not something that I have to be honest, I have been a pretty monogamous knitter lately, and I want to get back into having like this amount of time for this and like kind of separate my time in order to get going on other projects. Oh my God. How's everybody doing? You still there? All right, so that's a sweater. Another project that I'm working on, and I put a lot of work in, is this cozy comfort throw that I'm knitting for my daughter Charlotte. It is using Fangirl Fibers Prismatic Rainbow. And I thought I had a marker from the last time I showed it on the podcast, but I guess I didn't. But I know I was somewhere in this like yellow orangey section, and I gotten all the way up here. This yarn is, I have this many colors left, so it's going, and I'm keeping this tucked into my basket that I got from Rhinebeck that I absolutely love. I stopped working on this in December because Advent knitting was kind of crazy, but this is another blanket. Okay. This is my Dagmar jacket, and just last night I finished the patterning on the sleeve and switched over to my ribbing needle. So sleeve 2 will be done today, and then I'm going to put the whole thing back on the needle and knit a little more on the body before I finish this one up. This is a high priority knit. I want to wear this before it gets, I want to wear the heck out of it is what I want to do. I also have a high priority knit in this baby blanket that I'm working on for my soon-to-be nephew. My brothers-in-law are having their third baby, a little baby boy, and I'm knitting him a sweet shop blanket. I'm making the squares smaller than in the other version of this blanket, but this I didn't work on during the holidays either because of the fact that I was doing Advent stuff, but I also wanted to see if I got any new colors for my Advents with my Scrappy Swap partners. So I need to reevaluate what yarns I'm going to be using, but this has now got to move to the top of my priority. Not to the top, but one of the priorities. Baby's due in March, but every one of their other babies, it has been delivered by the same surrogate, and she has delivered them all early, like 2 to 3 weeks early. So, okay. Oof, guys, there's more. Has anybody been counting? Eek. This has gotten so much love. This is my husband's sweater. This is the Finest Kind by Alicia Plummer. And I only worked on this over Christmas vacation. We went to visit my in-laws, and I literally only worked on this. So it's bottom up, and I want to show you where I was. You're gonna die. I was all the way down here at this green marker. So since then I knit up the whole rest of the body, which is crazy. It's almost double the length. It's more than double. Then I split, and now I'm working on the back, and I'm almost done with the back. Then I have to do the front, and that's that. So this has gotten a lot of work. My husband has been so patient and waiting, but I really want to finish that up for him. So now that I have that in a big bag, I think I'm gonna go over to the cupboard and put the rest of this yarn for his sweater in here, and that'll take it out of there. I think I only have one more sweater going, which is not so bad. So I want to divide these up, and I'll show you that in a minute. But this is a sweater that I started on the ride home from Denmark when my husband and I went to Denmark. This is the Stripe Hype sweater by Veronica Lindberg. I'm on the ribbing, Actually, I think I'm ready to bind off if I remember correctly. I think I'm ready to bind off. So I'm not exactly sure what I was stopping for, but there she is. Then she needs some sleeves. This is using Miss Bab's yarn. Oh, what green is this? Goes with this. This is using Miss Bab's yarn in the Yowza DK. It's not a high priority, but I love it. I want to wear it, so there we go. There's things missing. I'm gonna see if I can find some more socks. I forgot that there were more socks and projects over there. So yeah, okay. All right, so this is a sock I have been working on. This is Laine du Nord sock yarn. I'm only gonna have one sock out at a time. That's what I'm gonna do. So this one is going in the box because Woolens and Nosh is out over there. All right, this one has a mate that's in my car. That's my car sock. Guys, oh my God, I'm so embarrassed. Does anybody like hate me right now? Anybody think that I'm a crazy person? I'm feeling a little psychotic. All right, how about this? I have one sock knit up. This was a test knit I knit for my friend Kath. It is super cute, little shorty. Kath is the Mindful Melbourne maker, and this sock is so adorable, using my friend Hope's yarn. I only have one, so it needs a bag, so it can go in the bag of socks to be knit. This next one is highly embarrassing because I'm not even gonna put it in a bag. It just needs a cut-in heel, and then I have a pair of socks. So what am I doing there? This is my friend Hope from Hope Made Yarn Co. She dyed this yarn called Rhinebeck FOMO, and I knit this sock while walking around Rhinebeck, not this past year, but the year before. I have the second one completely done, minus a heel. So what am I doing? I'm gonna leave this out, and that's gonna get a heel once I find the yarn. What the hell? Okay, here's another sock. This is a beautiful sock my friend Laura Ross gifted to me. This beautiful yarn from Gauge Dye Works. I have the second one going. What is wrong with me? This is going in the box of socks. Here's another sock. Oh my God. Look, I have this sock done and this sock on the gusset. That should be knitted on. Here's another needle. I'm sure there's a sock in here. Oh yeah, another same exact thing. Another full sock. Nothing else in there. Gotta make another sock. That's a lot of socks. Guys, what am I gonna do? I'm not done. Okay, so here we have some things that I don't know what to do with them. So they're going to the I don't know what to do with them pile. Oh my God. Okay, first up is a lento. I need to work on this. This is a gorgeous lento. Laura Ross, she gave me this yarn for my birthday when I turned 40. I think why I stopped was because I had already knit a all over tweed sweater in almost the identical color, but this is so different because of the mohair. This is knitting for Olive Mohair and Moondrake fibers, fingering tweed. I need to work on this. So this needs a bag, and it needs the rest of the yarn in said bag. So let's do that. Okay, I didn't know this was in here. I kind of forgot about this. This is the Badass Brioche make along that we were working on at Skein Yarn Shop using needles at the ready yarn. I think I'm gonna rip this out. I can't see myself working on this. I think I'm gonna repurpose that yarn for something else. This is something that I think I'm just gonna rip it out and throw it away, because if I'm being honest, this is an Oslo hat that I messed up. Oslo hats, you're supposed to knit the bottom, and then you are supposed to, you're supposed to seam it when you start going in the round. I didn't do it right, and so even though this hat is almost done, I think I'm gonna pull it out. And also, have you ever had people in your life that are no longer in your life and you were making them something? This is one of those things. This is supposed to be for somebody who I no longer am have a relationship with. And so I don't think I really want to have this. I think that's probably one of the reasons why I haven't been working or never cared to finish it, obviously, is because I don't care about that. Is it rude to say I don't care about that person? I don't care about that person anymore. So I think that's part of the reason why I don't care to finish it. So let's just get rid of it. That was easy. Are you dying to know what my dirty little secret is? Because we're not there yet. This is a shawl. This is the Through Lines shawl by Andrea Mallory. I love it. I like working on it. Yeah, this is gonna stay as a whip, and I'll pick it up at some point. I know. Not worried about that. Two more. This is a shift shawl using Noro Ito. Is that what it is? Noro Ito, I think. I started this a long time ago. Haven't pulled it out, haven't touched it. I'm not sure I'll ever wear it. Maybe, Caitlin, are you watching? Do you want to finish this? Do you want this? I'm not gonna wear it. I'm not gonna make it. I'm putting it in the, if somebody wants it, they can have it pile. Last sweater whip is one that I haven't touched this year, but I'm not pulling it out. This is the Taylor Swift inspired folklore cardigan. It is all wrinkled. It's using Miss Babs yarn, and I don't know if I'll ever continue to work on this, but I'm not ripping it out. It feels fantastic. It's not bothering me in this bag. Okay, let's see. This is a sock, and the mate to this sock has been started and is probably almost done, and it is at my house in New Hampshire that we were locked out of by my dad's wife. So I'm gonna stick this in the sock box, and I'm gonna get my dirty little secret. So I did go out to get my car sock so I could show you. This is a pair of socks. Lucy, stop. This is Freckled Whimsy yarn. I have two socks going. I'm gonna stick them in a bag and put them in the sock box. I can still pull a sock out of the sock box to go back in the car. I can have a car sock. While I was in the car getting that, I found another pair of socks. Just have one of these, so I'm gonna put them in a bag, put them in the sock box. Okay, this is it. This is my dirty little secret. You probably could guess. It's more socks. It's actually not as bad in here as I thought it would be. I have this gorgeous yarn with one whole sock done. So this needs a bag and it can go into the sock bucket. And I have another already completed sock in this beautiful yarn. So that needs a bag. And that can go in the sock box. And I have this sock. This is supposed to be Patriots themed, Patriot colors. I'm not exactly sure. Obviously I was using DPNs here. I don't think that this is gonna fit anyone. It seems like so long ago that I'm almost certain it won't fit anyone. So just gonna take care of that, take that out of here. You know what, you guys, I shouldn't have made such a big deal about my dirty little secret because I feel like I must have gone through this recently. Because it's not that bad. There's just like skeins of stuff that I knew I wanted to get to, and stuff that I probably should get through. Wasn't as bad as I thought, which is kind of a relief because this has been embarrassing. Yeah. Okay, so I was feeling incredibly overwhelmed, and I think that I just made myself feel better. I made a list of active WIP projects now that I've kind of sorted through things. I have only listed the one sock that I'm currently going to be working on, which is the Woolens and Nosh Advent sock, but I'm also going to add a heel to this Rhinebeck FOMO heel. I'm gonna add that into the list of things so that it's on my priority list here. Then I have the sweaters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 sweaters. 8 sweaters seems like a lot of sweaters. However, I'm gonna put them away differently. I'm gonna keep out my Dagmar jacket and my husband's sweater, his finest kind. Everything else is going to go into that cupboard behind me on the bottom shelf. All of the sweaters are gonna stay there, with the exception of the sea glass tee. That's gonna go back where it has lived in the fireplace room. So these things are gonna go away where I won't see them as like out piled. They have been just in bags piled behind me on the couch where you can't see behind the couch. So I'm gonna fix that. Then I only have 2 shawls going, so that's great. They can probably fit in there as well. Then my blankets. And I'm gonna pick up my blankets and I'm going to bring them into the fireplace room and put them in another cupboard that I have over there. With the exception of the baby blanket, I'm gonna leave that out. Once I put those projects away, then I'm gonna worry about the extra yarn and figuring out where to put those. I have all the extra yarn for my Cozy Comfort throw. Then I'm going to put into this bag. What is attached here? What is happening? Come on. There we go. So the extra yarn's at the bottom. This isn't a tenty bag. If you don't know, it is a luxurious knitting bag that I haven't been using because it's been filled with the project that I ripped out today, you guys. That's so good. So I'm gonna stick my Cozy Comfort throw in this bag. I'm gonna take it with the extra minis and my jelly roll blanket, and the Bowie blanket is already moved, and I'll show you my other storage. This is another cabinet in the fireplace room that for sure needs some organizing. There's just some scraps, not scraps, they're full skeins of yarn down here that I don't know, they're DK. Well, it's the only reason I can think that they're not out. I'm gonna stick the Sweet Shop blanket back in there, and then I'll put the minis up top. Let's see if I can move this so you can see a little better. Ignore the mess up here. Then I have the Cozy Comfort throw, and this is the minis from Emma's Yarn, and this is the jelly roll. So now this cupboard is all blankets on top. It's definitely getting better. I'm looking forward to sorting through. Oops, I have another blanket. My button box. This is more of an active width, so I'm going to keep it in here in my basket. And also in this basket, I'm going to put the Vienna mittens and my sock. This is that I don't know what I'm doing with it thing. I'm gonna put it in the sock box for now. These are 2 shawls. I'm gonna put them in the yarn cabinet. I definitely know that I can reorganize this in a better way. So I'm actually really looking forward to that next video. And I'm really looking forward to going through the needles and the notions and putting them in a more appropriate. Hi, happy evening segment. I got as much done as I could today on organizing my whips. I feel pretty great about it, if I'm being honest. I just now took some pictures of all my socks in the bags, so I know which sock is in which bag, and I'm gonna put it on a document, and I'm going to print it out in color and stick it to the top of that box so that I know what's in there and I can check it off as I do it. I'm pretty excited about that. I think that's going to be really helpful. I'm glad my blankets are all in here, so everything's where they should be. I'm glad that they're organized the way they are. I will admit there were some moments today that felt incredibly overwhelming. But now I feel really good about choosing the project that I really want to work on. I cannot believe the number of projects that I frogged today, and that feels really good. Lucy's trying to get all my stitch markers. She just tried to take a marker. Punk. I didn't go through my notions and stuff. I put them all in the same bucket. They're all together, and that will be a future me problem. But I feel really good about the progress that I made, and I'm just cooking some dinner and figured I would come on and say thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments what you think about all of this. This is over an hour long video of me talking. I don't know, people, I hope you like it. But I think it's gonna help me to stay organized in the future. So have a good night, and I'll see you soon.